I'm cursed. I must be cursed. This is exactly the sentence my client said the other day. Now, if it's true, if you are creating your reality based on who you say you are, then what kind of reality do you think this person is creating without realizing that those words that she just said, it's not just a conclusion and looking at the struggle or the suffering in your life and saying, okay, I must be cursed. It's logical, right? It's logical to look at your life and say, something must be really deeply wrong with me, obviously, especially when you hear that somehow you are doing this, you are creating this. Now, this is exactly what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about how reality is created by these invisible, hidden conclusions that you have accepted somewhere along the line, and now you don't even think about them. It's like, yeah, it must be me, it's just who I am. Any type of story like that is creating reality without you realizing it, and the majority of the people trying so hard to counter press, or I don't know what is the even word, the subconscious. They're working with like thoughts and emotions and beliefs and reprogramming and healing, while never question the identity who is experiencing reality through the lenses, the filters, or I must be cursed, or whatever is your story. My story was, I have money blocks, so I have to liberate or clear them or reprogram them, and then I will be able to attract and manifest my desire, my financial freedom, or whatever. Now, each and every one of us, there was a moment in our lives where we accepted something, either was from someone else, like someone said this, because you have money blocks. It was not my idea. I had a life before I accepted that's true. And that was in one moment, innocent moment, where a therapist told me that. It's like, okay, that's the reason why you don't have what you want, because you have blocks. So first you have to clear them, and then you will be able to have what you want. And it felt so real. I was like, of course, I mean, it makes sense. It's logical. So let's do that. Now, I didn't realize that the moment I accepted her truth to be my truth, I started to experience reality through that filter, through this is who I am. I am the person who has blocks and needs to clear them. Now, guess what happens when you accept that? That becomes another identity. It becomes the seeker who keeps seeking. And then, of course, I'm recreating more and more blocks. Now, let's say find them in the childhood. Let's find them in the patterns you inherited from your parents. Let's find them in the poverty vows from past lives. Like, you name it, I was looking and looking and looking and clearing and reprogramming, and in meanwhile getting a lot of certificates to help others do the same. Now looking back, identity shift, it's a moment. It's exactly that. It's exactly the reverse. It's exactly as simple as that. Because there is no time. But when we believe something and we are so identified with that thought, that idea, a sentence, whatever is your sentence, like, for example, I'm just bad in love relationships, or I just attract the wrong person, or I'm just so unlucky all the time, or success is difficult for me, or money is always a struggle, or whatever is your story, whatever you concluded after a certain experience, or these are the two ways usually it happens. Either you take it from somewhere because you are like, oh yeah, that's good, and then you take it on and it becomes your truth. And we say take it on is exactly, the word is accept it. Accept is where it shifts. Accept is where you say, yes, this is mine. This is my truth. And from that moment onwards, it's like you're putting up a glasses and you start looking at reality through that, this is who I am. So now you can imagine what a life experience creates the idea that I am cursed. Because no matter what is surrounding you, you start seeing reality. Everything that happened is going to become a proof of like, there we go again. Of course I am. This happened again. Look at my body. My body is ill again. Or it's, I have all these crazy problems and symptoms, or like, this is what, like the relationships that you start having, you start looking from that filter. So everything starts to become very, very strange. Now, and then of course we look at it, we look at the experiences we're going through, and you're looking for answers like, but why? And then you try so hard to do something about them, to do something about the conditions, about the situations, about your experience. And we are taught, yeah, go and do, heal your past life, do shadow work, heal your inner child, reprogram your subconscious mind. But the problem is not that, because that just reinforces the main idea that's behind it. That's what we call identity. And reality reflects identity. Reality does not reflect your wishes, your hopes, your desires, your thoughts, your imagination, your beliefs. That's why that you don't have to do anything. And I've heard, and you've heard this a million times as well, that there's nothing to do. Like, you can have anything you desire right here, right now, without you lifting a finger. I tell you exactly why, and is that true, and how you can have that. Because when you understand that reality reflects who you are, manifestation is not what you do, is who you are being. That's exactly what they mean. Like, what is the idea that you think that you don't even think, actually? That's the crazy part here, because it becomes us. It becomes the truth of who you are. You don't even see it because you are inside of it. All you see is the experience rolling out, and you're like, why I keep having the same experience? Why is this pattern again? Why I no matter what I do keep experiencing lack, or not finding love, well, which is lack again. So what the heck is going on? Well, you have to find out and see for yourself that there is something there, and one sentence that you accepted. And by the way, this is exactly what I do in the laser mirror session. It's one conversation where I show you exactly what is the story that you are so identified with, you don't realize, because it becomes who you are, right? Exactly that sentence. And then everything, like reality, reflects because you're always right. That's why you are the one who is the source of your reality. So now you understand, if that is a source, and take any assumption, any idea that you believe is true, reality always says yes to you, because you are the one who says, I'm always broke. Okay, cool. Let me show you how. I'm always unlucky in love. Cool. Yes, let me show you how. Because that out there, the 3D, is nothing else but who you are being played out in 3D reality, like the movie. So what you need to do is to realize this, and then maybe sit down. You don't really need anyone. Why is someone mirroring you back is very useful for you, because it goes and it shows you exactly that. I even created an AI, actually, and that's how I recognized mine, because I was trapped in mine for 18 years. Like that sentence, that you have blocks, and then you cannot have what you want unless you clear your blocks, created a freaking 18 years crazy journey, and very exciting journey as well, because it was my reality. So I went up and down, left and right, to clear my blocks. So I was just keep seeking and seeking and seeking, and I was very good at that. So I was obsessed seeker, let's say. But it created my experience of not there yet, not there yet, or you must have still some things happening, because you look at your reality is still not flowing the way you want it. So I was looping in this looking at 3D, and I'm not there yet, so must be something wrong still with me. Now that's the crazy looping in the spiritual world, which I see and have been seeing for the last 20 years, and it's blowing my mind how much we bought into lies like that, when reality shift is a moment. Because the shift, and I'm finishing up with this episode, and I'm so looking forward to actually have you in the comments and tell me what shifts for you. But going back to the shift is that moment of accepting it as, okay, that's mine. Now, the majority of the times we did this with negative things, right? That's why I'm talking now about like ideas that are not supporting you, ideas that you are keep experiencing and you don't want it, you don't like it, and whatever that is, you never question, because it's like, oh yeah, that's who I am, I just have bad genes or inherited whatever, you know what I mean. So you have a lot of good ones, but why you cannot experience something out there, and not just a pop-up manifestation, I don't talk about that comes and goes. I've done millions of that, still was, inside of the loop. So we are talking about understanding how you relate to reality, understanding that there's nothing to do, because you are always manifesting, but from identities, from ideas that you believe they are true for you and about life. So the moment that shift happens, it's the other way around as well. So many people ask me, okay, but how do you accept? The same way you accepted the other one, the conclusion. Like many people bring this assumption from years back. They don't even remember. It was just a moment, maybe even in childhood. It was just something happened. Another client, for example, had, I'm just bad at languages. I mean, this actually created an entire life of holding herself back from a lot of opportunities that she could have taken, where going abroad, saying yes to offers, so many things she really desired, and she said, well, now because I'm bad at languages, no, I won't be able to do that. Just because one teacher when she was 10 said, you better don't try harder because you are just bad at languages, and she just took it on. Or actually, she created a conclusion, like, I must be struggling so much because obviously I'm bad at languages. I mean, she had a choice there, right? That say no, but we usually, if it's an authority, we just take it on without questioning it. Of course, it's normal. But what you do question now is like, okay, let me see what's going on. And then you don't even have to recognize what's the thought, the assumption behind it. You can change your mind right here, right now, and saying, no, I'm done. I want a different truth. And then you accept it the same way. If you have a body that it's keep creating million different symptoms, you can just stop now and say, whatever is creating this craziness here, I'm done with this. I'm healed. I'm healed. End of the story. Full stop. And then you accept that. You accept what you said, the same way that you accepted that something is wrong with you. It was a moment. That's the reverse, let's say. So you shift reality in right here, right now. This is why so many clients have instant manifestations, instant shift. The body is completely wrecked in one moment, and then next day it's completely healed. Myself included, I did the same thing. Like chronic illness, and I said, no, hey, wait, stop. Wow, this is not who I am. I'm not the person who is ill. I'm not the person who is so identified with being a chronic, illness person and living that and trying so hard to heal that. I just said, no, wait. I'm healed. That's a different identity. It's not the one who has the illness trying to heal, it's the one who is healed. Different position, different identity, different reality. And when you understand that, you also know and understand what I'm saying, that there's nothing to do. There is no path to go. There is no journey. There is you recognizing that you can change in any moment and take a new truth, adapt, accept a new truth about you, and let reality reorganize around that. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you can do this right here, right now, whatever is your new truth. Just say it, accept it, and move on from this moment onward as saying, this is who I am. Allow reality to reflect back. Thank you for being here. Let me know in the comments if this landed for you, and see you in the next episode. Bye.